welcome to another episode of Sisay TV Gameplay. Today we're doing the second part of the Contender series, where since I won, I'm playing the same deck again. But so is Anis, because he wants to have another shot at the deck that didn't get to do anything last game. So
no spoilers here, okay?
This isn't spoilers, this is the second game. That's true. The first one.
So before we jump into commanders that we're playing, what did you guys think of attractions? The theme park?
They hate it.
They are a thing that exists. I still don't know how they work though.
I don't know if I do either.
Unfortunately, having attractions in your deck is a legal game action, so...
It's bad, and Wizards should feel bad.
I have to say that I'm kind of disappointed, because they were better than I thought they would be. I thought I was going to go into a game that was very gimmicky, but the attraction performed as a concept better than I thought they would. I think the deck that I played was kind of mediocre. I think that if you create a better version, a more fine-tuned, like a proper cEDH deck, if I might say so, I think that could be a really thing. So honestly, I have a feeling that attractions might be a thing. And I kind of dislike that because I prefer that first they make a mechanic that is very weak, so you get to see how it works. And if it seems to be very wrong for the game, they don't need to make more of that. But if they make a mechanic that is very strong, then that strong thing that accidentally happens inside the game that is weird for the game is bad. Because there's one thing I really dislike about it, it's random. You roll a die, and if you're very lucky, the attractions could do insane things. And if you're unlucky, then they do nothing. So there's a chance of adding luck into the game here. Well, there's already luck, but you want to reduce the amount of luck as much as possible, in my opinion. Regardless, guys, what form of Megatron? What are you playing?
Today I will be playing one of my new favorite decks, Shorikai, Genesis Engine. I typically hate blue-white, and I don't know why I like this deck, but I do.
I'm playing Abaddon. It's a different, I would probably say worse Yidris, but Yidris is still pretty good, and it is easier to cast off Lotus and doesn't require as much colored mana, so it's kinda easier to cast, even though it's more expensive. But the effect is a side grade at best, but it's still just Grixis, NOS, turbo stuff, so it can't be all that bad because the deck is pretty good.
I'm playing Sisay, my main deck. There are some new updates for her, new commanders or new cards that's been added to the list, so I want to try them out to get a better feeling of how they flow. You've seen this before, my favorite jam, that's what I'm doing.
I'm practicing, I'm not sure if YouTube allows me to say that word, but you can probably guess what I'm practicing. Playing Trazyn again, didn't really get to do anything last game, as you're gonna see. Hopefully I get to take game actions. Hopefully I get to do literally anything. I'm going last again, so I have a 19% chance on average of winning.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
And with that, let's look at some opening hands.
This is not good, so we are going to send it back. This is okay, but I think we can do better. This is much better. Probably get rid of the Pact of Negation, and I think we're good to go.
First 7, it's kind of interesting. Turn 1 Necropotence is a thing you can do, but I don't think it's worth it as its first 7. So yeah, let's go to second 7. There's the payoff for Necropotence that's no longer in our hand. We have mana, we have the Dockside, which given we're up against Shorikai and the mono black dude from Nanis, Dockside will probably be fed, which is worth keeping in mind for Mons, because Sisay is pretty scary with fed Docksides. But the payoff for Dockside in this hand is basically Commander or Final Fortune, and both of those are pretty medium. It's kind of relevant because we can Dockside out our Commander turn 2 probably, most likely, and then turn 3 attack, Chain of Vapor Dockside, cast Dockside. That's quite a lot of Storm, but that's only as long as we draw second land somewhere. So while I think this hand could get there, I don't think it's worth keeping at the second 7. This hand is kind of similar. We have a payoff here, so we can gamble for a Dockside once again to do a unprotected NOS. Maybe turn 2, probably turn 3. Kind of risky. Probably never keep this. Could work, but I don't think I want to take that risk. Especially since we can just accidentally discard the Dockside of the gamble as well, which so we first have to win a 1 in 7, and then we have to have Dockside fed for us, which I don't like those odds, honestly. Yeah, this is way better. We have the Dockside and the Atnos, and the Sol Ring, and the Grinding Station. This is everything we want, basically. This is a 5 though, so we have to discard 2 things, and those things are probably just a grinding station and Ancient Tomb, I believe. You could do either Ancient Tomb or Soul Ring or another land, but I think I'll discard Ancient Tomb here. But yeah, this is a unprotected turn 2 NOS, but going second, that's pretty good still.
Alright, I really like this opening hand, but I also dislike it. So we're going up against 3 heavy artifact decks, so basically Dockside Extortionist is a 1-card combo win here, and we have that, kinda. We have Flooded Strand, Demonic Tutor, there go Dockside. However, Flooded Strand does not find both black and red color, which means that if this would have been a Bloodstained Mire, it would have been amazing and 100% keep. And there's a chance this hand might get stuck. And this deck mulligans really well, so I'm actually gonna take a mulligan. Because I think I'm gonna get a decent... that got sad, no lands, going down to 6. This is... it's a little bit off. We have 2 cards we don't want to have in our hand. Marlin the Morning Sun is wrong, Teferi is wrong, they are dead cards in the hand. So we're going down to 5. There we go, amazing, I'm really happy. So you have Elvish, Demonic, lands, there we go. 5 cards, good to go.
Alright, let's try this again. This hand doesn't do a lot, not really what we're looking for, so we're gonna mulligan. This hand does more, I'm still not sure it does enough. Potentially could, but I think there are better 6s, so let's go down to 6. This hand is kind of sweet. It's a lot of mana. No, this hand does not do anything. Sorry. We're going to go to 5. This hand does not have a land in it, so we're going to go down to 4. Yeah, I think we keep this 4 and we just pray. Bottom that, bottom the Inquisition, bottom the Thoughtseize as well, actually, yeah. And then hope for the best.
Alright, I'll play this Tundra. Alright, crack Misty Rainforest, get a Tundra, play this Chrome Box, exiling Step Through, and we will pass the turn.
Draw for turn. Oh, there's the pre-game action. I see how it is. Flooded Strand, I will fetch. Finding a volcanic island, I will tap it to cast a Soul Ring. That's just straight up rude. Paying the mana even, oh no. My Soul Ring is counter, and I'll pass the turn.
Untap and draw a card. Savannah! Soul Ring!
See, you're done.
I would have flipped if you had something. I'm gonna pass the turn there.
Go to my turn. Draw a card. Play a tapped Peat Bog. Pass turn.
Alright, go to my turn. I will play this City of Brass, I will play a Mox Opal, and I will pass the turn.
Take my turn. I will play a Polluted Delta as land for turn. I will fetch. Finding an Underground Sea. Yeah, it doesn't cast my commander, but I still think it's worth it. I'll cast a Dockside. I wanted a turn 2 commander. Why couldn't you let me have this? I'll make 3 treasures, and then I'll pass the turn.
Take my turn, draw a card. So I can do a Yasharn here, which means I'm not gonna really be able to find Dockside and do the cool thing with Dockside. But I think that my win with Dockside will come a little bit too slow here compared to how good these guys are just establishing themselves. And my Yasharn really turns off those treasures that Pontus just acquired. So I think we're gonna go Yasharn just to draw the cards and delay the game a bit. Mr. Rainforest, sacrifice it. I'm gonna find a Bayou. Tapping for 4, I'm gonna cast Yasharn, Implacable Earth. I'm finding my plain and my forest and I'm putting them into my hand and I'm passing the turn.
I will untap, play a swamp. I will just pass my turn.
Alright, go to my turn. I will play this Phenomena. Tap 4, cast a Shorikai. Now that I have 3 artifacts in play, Mox Opal does something. Draw 2, discard 1. Yeah, I'm going to be discarding a Cephalid Cold Steam. I will make a Pilot, and I will pass the turn.
Take my turn. Gemstone, land for turn. Yeah, so that Yasharn turned off everything I had. So Metal may step into Mons just slamming Yasharn because I guess Dockside doesn't feel great. I don't really have a plan from here. I think my only actual option is to cast this Windfall to hopefully get back into the game. I'll tap 3 to cast the Windfall.
I'm okay with this.
I will respond to the Windfall. I am going to cast an Entomb. I am going to put Chromatic Orrery into my graveyard. Chromatic Orrery, 7 mana, legendary artifact. You may spend mana as though it were any color. Tap, add 6 colorless mana. 5 mana, tap, draw a card for each color among permanents you control.
So I have the most cards in hand, 5, each player draws 5.
I will cast the Chromox. I will imprint this here Faint Tutor, the second suspend card that I've drawn this game. Let's see if I can draw the rest of them. And I'll pass the turn.
Go to my turn, draw a card. So I actually really like the outcome of that Windfall. I drew in some great cards. Isika is amazing. I'm gonna cast Isika, God of the Tree, which means that this guy can now tap for mana and smack. Combat, Yasharn. Let's go Pontus. No, you can reanimate that thing. Anis, take 4. I'm gonna play this Darkwater Catacombs, and then I'm passing the turn.
Draw a card. Play Phyrexian Tower. I'll remove a counter. Make 2 black. Use a colorless and a black. Cast a Dark Confidant. I have a black floating, tap of black. I will cast an Imperial Seal. Yeah, I'll put this card top and then pass turn.
Go to my turn. Wonderful. I'll play this Exotic Orchard. Tap Exotic Orchard and Tundra for Granite Magistrate. We will activate Shorikai, draw 2, and discard a card. We'll discard the Smash Flats, play a Lotus Petal, and this to untap Shorikai. I'm gonna pass the turn.
Take my turn. Play Varnic Catacombs, land for turn. I will then tap 2 mana, cast this Ledger Shredder, and then I'll pass the turn.
In the end step of Pontus, I'm gonna tap this for something, tap this for blue-black, and cast Drown in the lock, targeting the Draenei Magistrate. I want it gone.
I will tap City of Brass, cast Alchemist Retrieval, bouncing it back to my hand.
I'm actually very happy with that outcome. I will even thumbs up on it, because I kinda want you to have it in play, just after I get my thing in play. So instead I will untap and take my turn. Land drop, Shadowblood Ridge, and I'll cast my commander, Sisay cEDH Captain. So I'm sitting in an extremely good position, honestly. We have Oppo Agent in hand, Archon Ephemeria in hand. I don't feel like I need to put Archon into play. We have a CC activation here with 2 legendary creatures and 3 lands here. So honestly, and an Emil in my hand. Honestly here right now, guys, I think the best course of action is pass turn, be ready with CC activations, and have Oppo Agent at the ready. We can't do Oppo Agent and Archon together, so we can either do CC activation or Oppo Agent or Archon, and I think I'm gonna go with just playing reactively and trying to interact in instant speed with Sisay. I wanna go to combat, and I'm swinging everything, or these 2, they have Vigilance, at Anis, and then I pass the turn.
Show you this Jeweled Lotus into my hand. Off the Bob trigger, draw a card. Play a Penance Prism. Play this Jeweled Lotus. Cool. Pass turn.
I'll connive, and I'll discard this Pyramid Abyss, because I'll never get to that mana, probably.
Okay, go to my turn. Alright, we are going to start off by tapping 3 mana and casting Out of Time. Out of Time says, when Out of Time enters the battlefield, untap all creatures, then phase them out until Out of Time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on each on Out of Time for each creature phased out this way. It's a fun one.
So this is a board wipe, right?
This is a board wipe, yeah. All creatures are phased out.
I really love how you're creating pilots here that is increasing the time count on that thing because you want them to be gone for longer. So this is a very interesting situation, very, very, very horrible. So I have a card inside my deck that will deal with this, which is called Teferi Time Reveler. It's a planeswalker that doesn't disappear from that thing, so I will keep it. And all creatures are gonna be gone, so there's nothing that can like attack and destroy my Teferi. So I'm gonna get my turn with a Teferi. They can bounce that enchantment and basically get back my entire board state. And with my board state, I pretty much win the game next turn with a Teferi in play, definitely. Big problem though is that Teferi removes the option for everyone to interact with Jordan and interact with Pontus. So it's like super risky to do. Currently Pontus is at 2 cards and Jordan is at 4 cards or something. I think if Jordan would have had the win, he wouldn't have done this action. So I don't think Jordan is in the winning spot. Pontus have discarded Arnos and peer into his grave. It's like I'm gambling that Pontus doesn't have it with his 2 cards here, which is super risky. I'm gonna do it. I could literally lose the game here. This is one of the most riskiest thing to do in the entire when you play Sisay. But if you pull it off, you might win with it. So we're gonna be gambling here. In response to that, I'm activating Sisay by the Light Captain.
I'll activate Shorikai in response, and then you're free to do whatever.
I'm gonna find Teferi, Time Reveler. That is a cool guy, and then I have no further response to your board wipe enchantment.
All creatures will phase out, and I will get 7 time counters. Have Seagate Restoration come into play as a land. Okay, I'll just pass the turn there.
So far, so good, guys.
Be a bit sad about the fact that I've discarded the Pita.
Yeah, I would never have put this into play if you didn't discard the Pita.
I will crack my Royal Catacombs now that I can. Finding a Badlands. I'll tap 3 for Mnemonic Betrayal.
This is honestly scary.
So Mnemonic Betrayal resolves. I'll tap 1 to cast a Dark Rite. I'll use the 2 mana of Dark Rite to cast a Grim Monolith. I'll tap Grim Monolith for 3 colorless. I'll use 2 of them to cast the Demonic Tutor because I can use mana as if it was any color due to Mnemonic Betrayal. I'll find this card. I will tap 1, use the other colorless, cast a Breach. I'll use the black floating to cast Entomb. I'll find Brain Freeze. Put it in my graveyard. I'll sacrifice 2 treasures. Brain Freeze storm count is 7, so I have 8 copies targeting myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will cast the Yule Lotus by exiling Dothy, Ancient Tomb, City of Traitors. In response, I'll sack my treasure to cast an offer I can't refuse, targeting my Yule Lotus, exiling 2 lands in the Red Elemental Blast. It will counter the Yule Lotus. I will make 2 treasures. I will repeat this process once to make 2 more treasures. Sacrifice 2 of them to cast Brain Freeze from my graveyard. Storm count is now 11, so there will be 12. It will be 12 copies targeting me. In response, with all the Storm copies on the stack, I will cast an offer you can't refuse on one of them, and then from here I can repeat this progress to make the mana I need by countering copies and milling out my deck, and then win by casting Tassel.
I guess my gamble backfired.
3 Grand Evolutionists are pretty good.